Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been quite a while since I've done a train video, but it's getting to be that time of season. We're in November now, so it's kind of back in train season, and I've actually been doing a little modification to the layout. I know I had finished it way back in the summer, and I found that I had a little bit of a design issue with my track plan that I'm correcting, so I've got that corrected, and I'm actually going to do a video and post it on the little correction I had to make for my track plan. But in the meantime, I was up at Nicholas Smith Trains getting some scenery supplies because I had to rip apart the layout a little bit to redo the track. And while I was up there, the H10s had come in, literally just right off the truck. So I picked up a Reading Seashore Line, Pennsylvania Reading Seashore Line version of the H10, and we're gonna unbox it, check it out, see how it runs and sounds, and then we're actually gonna try the Bluetooth. So this is my first legacy engine that actually has Bluetooth in it. All my other ones were prior to the Bluetooth feature being rolled out to legacy engines. So this one has Bluetooth, so I'm gonna give that a shot and see how it works with the little Bluetooth app. So let's get it started. Here it is. It's right in the styrofoam. I already have it unboxed, so we're just going to take each piece out right here. So we'll start with the tender. Just unwrap this, and it's got a little shipping thing on the end here, and there it is. So nice graphics on the side. On the top here, looks like we've got a door that probably opens for volume control, I'm thinking. Yep. So right there is volume control. Okay. Real cold load. And that's pretty much it. So let's take out the little packing strips here. And that's pretty much the tender. Alright. Alright, so take out the engine here. So here is the engine. It's actually pretty nice. A lot of great detail on the running gear here. The engine, of course, is full legacy with the new Bluetooth, and on top of that it has the regular smoke. It's got whistle steam, and it's got the ringing bell. So the swinging bell, which is going to be pretty cool. We'll test that out. This is number 6072, which is the Pennsylvania Reading Seashore Line model. So really nice. Let's take off the little foam pieces here. So yeah, really nice. The only thing is it's a little bit bright on the boiler here in the front. I think it should be just a little bit either darker silver or maybe a some kind of a titanium silver or something. So yeah, it's a little bright. I think that's the only thing about these H10s that's just a little bit off, but otherwise looks pretty nice. So we're going to put it on the track, and we're going to run it over our sensor track so it loads into the legacy remote, and then we'll give it a shot and see how it works. And then after we do that, we will give the Bluetooth a try. And I've never done anything with the Bluetooth app before, so we'll have to probably read the manual for first and just see how that's all set up and works, and then we'll go from there. So let's get it on the track and get some smoke fluid in it, and then we'll see how it operates. Oh, in case anybody's wondering, obviously the program and run switch is on the bottom here. There's no room on the top in these smaller engines, obviously, and then you have the smoke unit on and off right on the other side of it. So you basically have the two switches on the bottom for the two different things for smoke and the program run switch. Okay, so first confusing thing. In the book it says that this has two separate smoke units, each must be filled separately. So the main stack and then the whistle steam. And then it says to fill the whistle steam, remove the whistle detail, which would be the little brass piece here, and fill with that hole, but that's actually not true, because if you remove this, first of all, there's no rubber gasket or little rubber O-ring on this, because it's just sitting in there. And if you look in that hole, it's actually plugged solid. There's nothing to fill there, so it has to be the hole that's next to it to fill it. And then if you actually read it in the book, it's actually different a little bit than the picture. So the picture, I think, shows the right way, which is the little brass piece comes off just so you can move it out of the way, so you can get to the little hole that's next to it, and that's the one you put the drops in. So little confusing off the bat, but that's fine. So we're going to put it into obviously the only hole that's open. So there it is on the track. Okay, and we're going to run it over our sensor track, which is right here, and it should program our legacy remote with all its information. So we'll try that and check that out. Got to excuse my layout here. Remember, I did finish it past July, and now it's a little torn apart in this area for that track redesign I was doing here. So like I said, I'll have a video on that to explain what I was doing there, but this little section right here is missing its scenery right now because I'm redoing it. So, but anyway, let me go fill out the whistle steam unit, and then we'll run it over the sensor track. Oh, just a quick note, the little funnels that come with them are now solid black instead of the clear translucent they always been. So actually that's kind of nice. I always lose the little translucent ones. I can't see them half the time in the drawers or wherever I have them. So it's kind of nice now. They're just a solid black. They're really easy to find and see. So just a side note. Okay, so first we're going to program our engine. We got it in the program mode right now. And we are going to program it to 72, which is the last 2 digits of the row number. So on the cab 2 remote, we're just going to do engine 72 and do set, and it should, as you heard, it made its little whistle sound, so it's set. So we're going to switch the program run switch back to run, and then we'll run it over the sensor track, and it should program everything into the cab 2. Alright, let's start her up. So engine 72, start. As soon as it goes over the sensor track, we should see it come into the remote. Alright, so we got our engine all programmed in our remote here, so let's start her up. Alright, so we got smoke coming out of the main stack here. Just an FYI on this one, the smoke unit is really small as far as the reservoir. I actually overfilled it a little bit with the normal amount I usually do on brand new engines, so just FYI, you don't need as much in this one. And then, let's see, the whistle steam. Getting tons of whistle steam. And let's try a little bell. So hopefully you guys can see the little swinging bell there. So that's kind of cool. Alright, we got station.
Dispatcher, am I cleared to the outbound? Over.
Roger that. You are clear through my limits. Over.
Roger that. Here we go. Out.
Alright, so let's give it a run here. So it looks really good. You got tons of smoke coming out of the smokestack here. And the same thing for the whistle smoke, really a lot. So between those and the swinging bell and the price of only $675, which is probably the lowest priced legacy engine I've ever purchased, plus this has Bluetooth in it, I think this is probably the best deal on a legacy engine maybe ever. Yes, it's not a huge, gigantic engine, but still, it's got a great, you know... Sorry about that, my battery died in my video camera, of course, right, while I was saying something. So, like I was saying, the running gear is really nice. You got a nice, you know, 280 setup here. So, it's a really nice engine. Now, I did note one little thing, which is kind of strange. I don't think I've ever seen Lionel do this before, but on the side of the engine here, they actually printed the words for the smoke on and off right there, smoke on, which you can actually see from the side when you're looking at the engine. So that's kind of weird that you can see that, because they also have it printed up on the like up underneath it, underneath this edge. It's also printed. So I don't know why they printed it twice. I guess to see it easier when you're on the when the train is on the track, so you don't have to lift it off the track. But unfortunately, it does sort of stick out, the words. And so, you know, if you look on the two different sides here, basically, you can kind of see the wording or the lettering for the on-off switches. I don't think I've ever seen them do that before, but just FYI, if you're kind of looking at it just at eye level from the side, you're probably going to see the on-off text there printed on the body. So kind of weird. Otherwise, it's got some nice you know, detail on the back for the little running and reverse lights. Obviously, it's got an electromagnetic coupler. So yeah, pretty nice. For the price and all the features you're getting, it's fantastic. So now we just have to test out the Bluetooth. So let me go, I did download the app already, so we're going to just do a quick review in the instruction book, see how they kind of work, and then we'll see if we can get this Bluetooth thing to work too. Alright, so I did download the Lion Chief Bluetooth app onto my iPad here. And actually, I just opened the app and it automatically connected to the engine. I didn't even do anything. The engine just started up by itself all of a sudden. So all you have to do, according to the instructions, is have your engine on the track and powered up. And as soon as you open up your app, it automatically connects to the engine just by itself, which it did. So I think as long as you have Bluetooth enabled on your device, whatever it is, it'll just automatically find it and connect. Now, one little strange thing though is when I went to the available engines that it connected to, you can see it says Legacy Steam Pennsylvania Railroad H9 PRSL, but it has the wrong road number, which is really strange. It says 8093, and my road number is actually 6072, as you can see here. So that's kind of strange because it does say Pennsylvania Reading Seashore Line, and if I remember correctly, I think there was only one Seashore Line model, so I don't think there's another one, 893, although I could be wrong. I'd have to go check. I know there's an 8093 engine number, but I didn't think it was the Pennsylvania Reading Seashore Line, but I could be wrong. But either way, it's not exactly my engine, so that's kind of weird. I don't know if you can actually adjust this in here or not, but anyway, that's what it did. So I'm going to just hit this X here to go back to the main screen, which is right here. And there's my engine, and then it just has the buttons here. Basically, I think of what you can do, which is you have the slider, which I am assuming is for you know, turning your, it's just like turning your red knob on your Legacy remote. You got, looks like forward, probably reverse button here. There's a sound, there's a coupler, looks like crew talk, the bell, looks like the horn or the whistle, front coupler if you had one. Now this one doesn't, so you notice it's grayed out. And then there is a settings gear here, so let's see if we go under there. Then we've got smoke, momentum, and speed limit. So it looks like you can turn the smoke on and off, but I noticed when it came on, it was on full blast, so it doesn't look like you can adjust the smoke. I'm not sure you can or not. I'd have to go in there. If we go back to our main screen here, the engine, I'm wondering if I can just hold on, let me go back. I don't think, yeah, if you tap here, it just brings up the engine. I don't think there's a way to adjust this at all. You can switch between engines, it looks like, if you had more than one, but that's about it. And it's reading, whatever it's reading, I'm not sure, but it is the wrong number. So that's one little thing. Not a big deal. Nobody really cares. And I'm assuming these mean connecting and disconnecting to Bluetooth. So that's pretty straightforward. So that's pretty much it. So connected right away. Let me close the app again, and then I'm going to open it up and see if it reconnects again. So let's go over here by the engine so you can hear it. It is powered. Yep, it connects immediately right away as soon as you open up the app, which is kind of funny. Let's see if the bell works. So we're going to hit the bell here. So it does work. You notice the smoke unit is full blast here. I don't really have a choice of changing that. Let me go into smoke here. Let me see if it changes if I touched it. So it goes off completely. Maybe each time you hit it, it must do it, because that looks like it's low right now. Medium. Oh no. No, it's pretty much looks like it's on or off pretty much. Then you have your momentum you can set, and then speed limit, which is kind of nice if you have kids and you don't want them to go above a certain speed limit. Looks like you can change that to whatever you want, so that's kind of nice. And then you have your slider for your control. So there's the coupler, so there's the rear coupler right here, so I'm going to hit that. It did work, so that works. Let's try the crew talk.
This is the Yard Master, clearing the route now. Over.
Okay, so that works too. And
Acknowledged. Waiting on a clear signal. Out.
Let's try the horn button here. So you can either hold it down or you can tap it. Doesn't look like you can quill it, but you can just hold it and tap it if you want to. And then this is, oh, you got, okay, so you've got all your different levels actually for the bell, the whistle, crew talk. So that's kind of nice. You have your overall system level here, and then you have your individual custom levels. And you can change the pitch on them, so that's kind of neat. And I think that's it. That's pretty much all the buttons. Pretty self-explanatory. So all we have now is a slider. So let's give that a try. Let me come down here a little bit, and I'll just move the slider just a little bit. See what happens. It's actually really easy to control. It's actually really easy to control. I can't. I thought it would be a little bit difficult, but it's extremely responsive. It's immediate, and like I just moved it one notch, and it's just crawling. So it's very sensitive, and you can. Yeah, works great. And then I'm sure if I hit this button, now it says reverse. And so now if I do the same thing, move the slider here. So it works perfectly with the Lion Chief Bluetooth app. Connected right away, didn't even have to do anything. And all the features are pretty much here. Obviously you don't get the little features like water level and things like that would be on Legacy Remote. But to be honest with you, I don't really use those much at all anyway. And all the main features are in the app here. It's a free app, you don't have to pay for this app. So I think they did a great job here. The only problem is it just has the wrong road number on the engine for some weird reason. I'm not sure why. like I said, it should be 6072, and I'm not sure there's a way I can change that. And actually, this says H9 on it and not H10, which is kind of strange. So I'll probably just put a little ticket in with Lionel to see if either the engine's programmed wrong or the app just needs to be updated or something. I'm not sure. I mean, these engines just came out, so I'm not sure if the app needs an update or something, or what the deal with that is. It does recognize the type of engine it is, it's just, it's looking at an H9 and the wrong number, so we'll have to see what's going on there. But otherwise, everything works perfectly, so really good. Now, this also will work, supposedly, with the Lionel Lion Chief universal remote, and by happenstance, I am getting one of those because I actually picked up another set I'm going to do a review of, which is my first Lion Chief set. I've never had a Lion Chief set before. Obviously, I'm running all scale, legacy models, etc. But there was a Lion Chief set that just came out that I had to pick up. It's a theme set, and I'll show you in my next video coming up, probably tomorrow or so. But anyway, it has the Lion Chief remote that's specific to that engine, and obviously we're going to also try the universal remote, and that universal remote is supposed to work with legacy engines too. So instead of using the app here, I should be able to use the universal remote with both the Lion Chief set and this engine too. So we'll give that a test too. But I think that's it for now. I can't say enough about this engine, so if you're on the fence about it, for $675, I think it's the best deal around with all the features you're getting on it, plus Bluetooth, and you can either control it with your regular Cab 1L, your Legacy, or now, if you just like the simplicity of the Bluetooth app, you can do that too. So, that's pretty much it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the quick little video on the new H10s, and as always, look forward to my other videos coming out, because I have a couple more. One for that new Lion Chief set, and then I'm going to have a layout update of the little change I made and why I made it to my track plan. So that's it for now, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Sorry about that, guys. A little addendum to my video. So I went upstairs to edit my video and stuff like that, and my engine kept starting up. And so I shut it down with my Legacy remote, and it kept starting up again. And so I realized that if you keep your Bluetooth app open, the engine keeps reconnecting to it. Even though my iPad was all the way upstairs on another floor, it's still connected to the engine, and it kept starting it up. So, sounds like if you're in the Bluetooth app, so let me open it up here, it'll probably connect. Which it did, connected right away. When you're in the app itself, and you're under the engines, supposedly when you unlink it here, it's supposed to unlink from the engine, but it actually doesn't shut down, so I'm not sure exactly how this works. But you need to shut down the app completely if you don't want your engine to keep starting up. So, like if I unlink this, it did make a whistle sound, but it's technically still on, and the smoke unit's running. I'm not sure how you actually shut it down, besides, I guess, turning the power off to the track. That's how you shut it down. Like right now, it's unlinked, so I think if I go back to here, you can see everything's grayed out, so I can't do anything with it. But it's technically still running. So I can't really, there's no shutdown inside the system. It's really just link and unlink it. So really, I guess when you're using the Bluetooth, they're expecting you just to shut the power off on the track, and that's how you shut it down. But if you're running both this and your Legacy engines and you want to stop using Bluetooth on a particular engine, you need to close the app. Otherwise, it'll just keep starting up again. So I'm going to shut it down here on my Legacy remote.
Going to sign the register book, dispatcher. Out.
Okay, so I shut the engine down. It's off now. And the app is still open here. So what I was finding is it would, after a minute or so, I don't know if it has some kind of timer or checks every so often, but it would just start up by itself again, and that was because I left the app open. So don't forget to close your Bluetooth app if you don't want your engine to start up again. Okay, so the other thing is that I went onto the Lionel website to check this engine number, and it turns out that in the catalog, in the main description, it is listed as 8093, but if you look at the detailed description inside the catalog, it has this number 6072. So somewhere along the line, this number was originally maybe going to be 8093 and it got switched to 6072, or vice versa. I'm not sure which, but for whatever reason now it's mixed up in the app, because if you look on my Legacy remote, after it ran over the sensor track, it says 6072 is the engine number. So the Legacy system matches the engine, but the Bluetooth does not. The Bluetooth is reading it as a H9 and an 8093. So I'm assuming then that inside the engine there are two different boards or modules, and they're not programmed the same way. I'm not sure if it's fixable, if Lionel can reprogram it, or if that's just the way it's going to be on the Bluetooth app. So obviously they got something mixed up there. They got their wires crossed between these numbers, between the actual samples and the production model that actually came out. So somewhere along the line they got messed up. But as far as Legacy's concerned, it is 6072. That's what's on the box. That's in the detailed description in the catalog, and that is also what's programmed in the engine and what came up on the Legacy remote when you ran over the sensor track. So looks like there's a little mix up here for that. So just FYI, I'll probably send an email into Lionel just asking them if that's fixable, but it may not be. So just something you have to deal with. But it at least tells you it's the Pennsylvania Railroad's, Pennsylvania Rating Seashore Line road name. So at least you know you have the right one anyway. So just a quick addendum there. Okay, so again, hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.